Hello and welcome to Newsroom series. I'm Oyo State. Today, our focus is on the Southwest region. But first, let's give you the news headlines. President Bola Tinubu has sworn in 7 newly appointed ministers at the council chambers in Aso Rock Presidential Villa in Abuja. Those sworn in include Nentawe Yilwata as the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Muhammadu Megeri Dingadi as the Minister of Labour and Employment, Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu as the Minister of State Foreign Affairs. Others are Jumoke Oduwole, Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Idi Mukhtar Meha, Minister of Livestock Development, Yusuf Abdullahi Atta, Minister of State Housing and Urban Development, and Suwaiba Ahmed as the Minister of State Education. In his address to the ministers, President Tinubu asked them not to shy away from their responsibilities. He says he's proud to lead the team, promising to lead the country to success and prosperity. The Court of Appeal, Abuja, has discharged and acquitted a former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onogen, from his conviction of false assets declaration by the Code of Conduct Tribunal. The conviction of Justice Onogen was on April 18, 2019, by the Danladi Umar Tribunal and was thrown out by the Appellate Court following the resolution of the issues that led to the trial and conviction. Shortly after the judgment, counsel to Justice Onogen and Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Adegboyega Awomolo, thanked President Bola Tinubu and the Attorney General of the Federation for ensuring the resolution of the issue. Emergency and disaster workers must continually equip themselves with prerequisite knowledge and technological advancement to be abreast of global best practices in order to discharge their duties effectively. The Permanent Secretary of LASEMA, Mr. Femi Okeosonyitolu, made this assertion at the agency's 2024 Management Staff Retreat held in Lekki. Mr. Okeosonyitolu emphasized the importance of continuous training and upgrading of skills for its staff to effectively manage disasters.
It's the 2024 Lagos State Emergency Management Agency's annual retreat focusing on leadership roles in disaster management. LASEMA, responsible for the overall coordination of emergency management in Lagos, is aware of the importance of continuous training for its staff, which is the reason the agency has brought some of the officials to Lagos Island to brainstorm on effective ways of handling emergency incidents.
Look at what happened at Tugalwak.
The agency has responded to over 7,000 emergency incidents between June 2019 and September 2024. And this is despite the challenges it has had to contend with at the point of incidents. The Chairman House Committee on Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs assures the agency of increased funding.
I believe to whom much is given, much is expected. If LASEMA is supported, based on what they have said before the government, they will achieve better. When it comes to agencies like this, where they cannot completely sleep, right? There should be some things, there should be some paddings for them, right? And it's not the lawmaker that will do that. It has to come from them. They will now see as to how we deliberate and discuss issues.
LASEMA's permanent secretary and other speakers advise emergency staff to pay attention to their health, especially their mental health, in order to deliver on their task appropriately.
A lot of things is happening in the country presently. If you think about the fuel, think about the food issue. But by and large, if you need to work out and watch out for our mental health. Because when you have a good mental health, that's when you can produce, you can live for money, you can get food for your family, you can take care of your family.
We need to fine-tune what they are doing. We need to equip them. We need to build their resilience. and to tell them that life is a journey, the dice is still rolling, that they should be on top of their game. They should take care of themselves so that they will be able to work effectively and efficiently.
The Lagos State Emergency Management Agency says it will continue to prioritize staff development and welfare, and also reaffirms its dedication to effective disaster management and safeguarding lives and properties of Lagos residents.
Talking politics now, ahead of the governorship election coming up in Oyo State later this month, the Oyo State Governor, Seyi Makinde, has called for unity among the leaders and members of the PDP to achieve victory at the polls and within the party. Governor Makinde called on members of the PDP to close ranks and work together to unite their bases, saying the 2027 general election would be the APC versus Nigerians. He made the comments in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, during the commissioning of the Southwest PDP zonal office, built in honor of the late former PDP National Vice Chairman Southwest, Olasoji Adagundu Oluwatukesi.
Critical stakeholders of the PDP from the south and the north are here gathered to honor the memory of one of their departed leaders, Honorable Soji Adagundu, who died in active service to the party in the southwest. It was a moment for sober reflection and also a platform to reconnect, recalibrate, and unite for the progress of the PDP across the country and especially within the Southwest. Governor Makinde, who donated the building to the party, says he remains committed to a united PDP without which nothing much will be achieved.
Please, let us all work together, unite our base. That is all that we need to do. The next election will be APC versus Nigerians. It is not even about APC versus PDP. So let us just do our own bit to unite our party, unite our base, and let the people of Nigeria, let them speak.
The governor adds that his position on the 2027 presidential election will be personally declared by himself when the time comes.
I will say it by myself. Nobody will set an agenda for me apart from myself.
The Oyo State Governor Ademola Adeleke notes that the commissioning of the PDP Southwest Zonal Secretariat in honor of the late Adagundu is a call for the party to forget the past and work for the unity and progress as one.
The significance of today's event is a clear call for unity and deeper brotherhood among PDP at home and abroad. We must forget the past of division and unite for the good of our dear party. It is better for us to fight each other inside the government house than outside. We must refocus attention on building strong administrative operational structures. With that, we can deploy for election, retain our existing state, and even expand our reach across the 6 zones of the Federation.
Also taking his turn is the acting national chairman of the party, Ambassador Omar Elia Damagum, and describes the new edifice as a fulfillment of Governor Makinde's promise and testament to the dedication, commitment, and zeal of the late Southwest Zonal Chairman, Adagundu.
This is one of our attributes as PDP. When we promise, we deliver. I want to thank you sincerely for keeping up to your promise. I also want to use this opportunity to call on our brothers from other zones, because to me, you have thrown a challenge to all other zones to emulate this kind of gesture, to repeat it across the zones.
Delivering a goodwill message on behalf of the Adagwodo family, the son of the deceased, Oluwatukesi Soji Adagwodo Jr., thanked all the leaders of the party and equally encouraged them to use the edifice as a place of solution for the nation's problems.
In the Southwest and in Nigeria as well, let this place be a place of solution for all levels, from people from our ward, local government, state level, even Southwest. Let them come here to find solution here. And I pray that what my father stood for, Soji Adagwodo, will continue to live here.
The event had in attendance the chairman of the PDP National Reconciliation Committee and former governor of Oyo State, Prince Oyo, Ondo State PDP gubernatorial candidate Agbola Ajayi, and other dignitaries from the party across the country. Bukola Oriu.
One of the frontline candidates who will be taking part in the Ondo governorship elections, but of course wasn't part of the Ondo governorship debate, has been speaking about his plans in the build-up to the governorship poll. Now, a candidate of the Labour Party in the upcoming election, Olushola Ebiseni, is promising to ensure indigents of the state are able to get jobs and maximize their output in order to foster economic growth. Mr. Ebiseni, who was a guest on our program, The Morning Brief, also says he will prioritize bringing quality education to the people of Ondo State.
The first thing to do actually is to ensure that we have a safe environment where our farmers can actually return to farm. And then what we were doing in our government before this administration was for government to provide such implements that will lessen the burden of farmers. You have tractors, you have bulldozers, you clear the farm for them. We have to broaden the economic base of the state. There is no job in the civil service, to accommodate our teeming youth. So we have to look for a creative means to get our people employed. Around me to Lagos now on Sandy Shore takes just less than 30 minutes without a road, on motorbike, on the Lekki Peninsula to get to Lagos. And that's going to be our priority, to develop that road. Once you have that road, extend from Lagos into Ondo State, particularly now that the president is talking about Lagos Expressway, the development will follow. We are going to ensure free, qualitative, and compulsory education at secondary school level up to when you leave secondary school, and highly subsidized university education with all the qualities of what a modern day person should be able to bring to the table for the purpose of being gainfully employed.
Welcome back. Now, as the Ondo State elections draw near, candidates of the All Progressives Congress and the People's Democratic Party have gone head-to-head on a debate organized by Channels Television and its partners in the Ondo State capital of Akure. The incumbent governor and candidate of the APC, that's the All Progressives Congress, Mr. Lucky Aiyedatiwa, and his People's Democratic Party counterpart, Agbola Ajayi, spoke on their plans to strengthen security in Ondo State.
Podiums is one of the major mandates of our government, because the primary mandate of any government is the security and the well-being of the people. And don't forget that we also bring up initiative that led to the creation of our homegrown security network called Amotekun, because we believe that the conventional security outfit at the time could not, by themselves alone, handle the kind of security challenges we're facing in those states. And that led to the creation of Amotekun. And since then, we have been working tirelessly to ensure that our people are safe. But after the attack, we have to restructure. Went back to the drawing board to restructure our security architecture to ensure that such incidents will never happen in those states. And since then, we have never experienced such. So I want to tell you that as of today, Oyo State is being regarded as one of the safest and peaceful states in Nigeria.
What the governor said that today, Oyo State has regarded as the safest state in the country is quite unfortunate. A state where Oba has been killed, a state where Obas were kidnapped, a state where the late daughter of Pastor was killed, and as a matter of fact, the most embarrassing thing that the Olufon of Ifon was killed brutally by an unknown person. Up to this moment, no single person was arrested. Yes, he was. He's a governor from those states now. We do respect to him, but he was not part of those of us that actually established Amateku. I was a deputy governor. As a matter of fact, I was actually encouraged and lobbied the legislators before the law was the edit was passed into law, and we have a target, and we just have to strengthen it. My plan is once I'm governor, I'm going to strengthen the existing Amateku by creating a unit that will be called Forest Guard, where we'll be equipped with a modern gadget that if anything happens, within the next 3 minutes, it will be known to everywhere. And as a matter of fact, our farmers can go to farm and farm freely. Our Obas can travel. Everybody will be free. So as it is today, is bad, and we are going to strengthen the existing Amateku by creating a unit in that place.
Now, the candidates also spoke on their plans for Ondo to improve the economy of the state.
And I wish you the very best of engagement.
Maybe the governor. I was a former council chairman. I know the meaning of local government administration. When I was council chairman, I constructed roads worth 500 million as of 2006-07. So for them, if I'm council, if I'm governor of Oyo State, I am not going to encourage local government ministry in my government. It's criminal erosion of fortunes. They should allow local government to breathe and do their government on their own.
Since I came on board, we have not borrowed, and we don't have the need to borrow for now. Now, that is that. And don't forget also, since removal of subsidy, the state governments are earning more from the proceed that is being distributed through the allocation. For the minimum wage, it's a law, it's a negotiation between the federal government and the labor leaders and the private sector. And we just have to implement it. Even though the baseline was 70,000, but we can afford 73,000 for our workers. And that is what we have done. So, and if we are to continue in that, we need to grow our IGR. Before now, we don't even touch local government money. We only receive based on the constitutional provision of joint allocations account. We don't touch their money. The money comes in because they are subsidiary of the state. We receive on their behalf, and Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs send the money back to the various local government for their use.
In Ogun, the state government has warned teachers and school authorities against the use of corporal punishment across both private and public schools in the state. The government says this has become imperative in view of the death of an 18-year-old secondary school student after allegedly being punished by a class teacher in Obada Idemi Imekwafon local government area of the state. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police, Abuja Olamutuwa, reacting to the incident for the first time, said investigation to unravel the remote and immediate causes of the death is still ongoing, while the autopsy on the deceased has been completed.
It was indeed a sad moment for family members of the 18-year-old secondary school student Monday Arijo, a student of Obada Grammar School, who allegedly died after a punishment meted out to him and others by a class teacher. They're still in shock, mourning, and in pensive mood as they try to contend with the reality of the untimely death of their son, Monday Arijo, allegedly to have died after a corporal punishment meted out to him last week.
I don't think such thing can still happen in the secondary school again, because the life has, has civilized more than beating students to that extent. I want a true justice on the issue, sir.
Apparently touched by the development, State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Abayomi Arigbagu, led government delegation to commiserate with the family over the loss of their son. They expressed heartfelt condolences with a pledge to support the family during this challenging period. The visit over, the commissioner and his entourage moved to the school, Obada Grammar School, established 2010, where the student was allegedly to have died from corporal punishment meted out to him. The school has been shut down, academic activity suspended, the teacher involved arrested, while the principal of the school is on suspension.
We have said this since the inception of this administration, that corporal punishment should not be used in schools, and beating should also not even be encouraged, because we don't know the underlying conditions of the students. Some of the students, they come to school, probably they have not eaten or something like that. So we have always told principals, head teachers and teachers to avoid the use of corporal punishment. As trained teachers, there are a number of ways they can actually discipline children. We're not saying that there should be indiscipline in school. No. We are saying that there are a number of other ways through which you can actually discipline a child without necessarily engaging in a corporal punishment.
Speaking to journalists over the incident, the State Commissioner of Police dismissed some of the reports on social media, saying that the results of the autopsy conducted to unravel the real cause of death would be made public.
I don't want to be preemptive of the investigation. In the next few days, we give you a full update on the outcome of our investigation so far. I want to confirm to you that autopsy has been concluded and the corpse has been released to the family. The autopsy will be a final proof of the outcome of our investigation.
The Commissioner of Police also said that diligent investigations are still ongoing, just as the autopsy has been concluded.
Still in the face of growing concerns among medical practitioners over disparities in doctors' remuneration across Nigeria, the Oyo State chapter of the Nigerian Medical Association has made a call for the implementation of universal consolidated medical salary structure wage scale. The call was made at a press conference in Abuja, the Oyo State capital, to mark the 2024 Physicians Week, themed Ensuring Universal Applicability in Remuneration, a panacea to talent retention in the healthcare system. They explained that addressing wage discrepancies, particularly among clinical lecturers and basic clinical science and other essential medical fields, is essential to retaining skilled professionals within the state.
There is a rising concern regarding the need for universal implementation of COMES salary scale for all doctors. Specifically, we are asking the state government to look into the apparent deficiency in salary of clinical lecturers in basic medical sciences, basic clinical sciences, and clinical sciences in Oyo State University, in Olabisi Onabanjo University. This single act will increase the retention and commitment of medical lecturers in academics.
Free screening for hypertension and diabetes in Ekiti State capital, is set to close today. A project 10 million Know Your Number, Control Your Number as it's tagged, targets residents across the 16 local government areas. The screening began a week ago with primary health centers, traditional rulers' palaces, local government secretariats and schools designated as screening centers. The project is aimed at raising awareness on the increasing prevalence of non-communicable diseases such as hypertension and diabetes among Nigerians 18 years of age and above. According to the State Commissioner for Health, the rationale behind the project is as a result of the 27% morbidity rate of hypertension and diabetes prevalent among Nigerians.
there is a rising prevalence of morbidity, but also mortality of hypertension and diabetes in Nigeria. Both of them often referred to as silent killers. So it's important in our capacities as leaders of the subnational health systems that we're able to spotlight this challenge and raise this awareness accordingly. We're testing in our primary health centers, but we also have an additional 161 designated sites across the entire state, palaces of our very revered Royal Majesties, local government secretariats, and some densely populated environment that allows people to be tested.
The Nigerian Navy is committing 5 naval ships and 2 helicopters, among other resources, to this year's edition of Exercise Grand African Nemo, a French-facilitated maritime operation designed to exercise navies and coast guards of the Gulf of Guinea regions with strategic international partners. While flagging off the exercise, the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, tasked the personnel to justify the resources deployed for the exercise and utilize the opportunities to build capacity. He was represented by the Admiral Superintendent, Naval Ordnance Depot, Rear Admiral Livingston Izu.
You all agree with me that the Gulf of Guinea has had its own fair share of challenges in terms of maritime crimes, which have clearly been enumerated by the Flag Officer commanding Western Naval Command. But the magnitude of most of these maritime crimes and their interconnectedness, coupled with the diversity of impacts they produce among the Gulf of Guinea states, has necessitated calls for a coordinated response. And these coordinated responses are expected to enhance regional cooperation, improve information sharing, capacity building, and economic growth. This exercise therefore presents an opportunity for like-minded partners to work together to develop an African-led solution to transnational crime threats and challenges with the strategic aim of promoting regional security and stability.
And with that, we draw the curtain on the program Newsroom series with our focus on the Southwest region. Thank you for watching. I'm Oyo State.